What's up, people? It's your girl Adiola. First of all, is anybody else worried about the president? Because we really don't understand what is happening. Maybe we need to intensify prayers for Alhaji, because at this point, how can more than 100 of your citizens be slaughtered overnight? Once again, by the same herdsmen that have killed more than 1,000 people in Benue State just within the last 2 years. So officially, more than 1,000 people in Benue State have been slaughtered by these herdsmen who are forcefully taking their lands from them. This has happened over and over and over again. Why should it take the president more than 24 hours to release a statement about something that happened in his state? And then when he released a statement, his press statement basically blamed the victims for what happened. He said political and community leaders in Benue State must act responsibly and avoid inflammatory utterances that could further increase tensions and killings. And I'm like, wait, is he saying that it is because of the things that the political leaders in Benue State are saying? Is that why they are getting killed? These people are coming to their land. They are forcefully taking their land from them because the land where their own cows had been grazing, everything has dried up. So now they are coming into other people's land, killing them, and then occupying their land. Why would the president be talking like this? And then he said this is the time for Governor Alia, the governor of Benue State, to act as a statesman and immediately lead the process of dialogue and reconciliation that will bring peace to Benue. The people are not trying to reconcile with their killers. What is the president talking about? Talking about this is the time to dialogue, this is the time for reconciliation. No, they just want them to leave them alone. They want to take their lands back, and they want these people to go back to where they are from. Graze in your own land and leave them alone. This is all the people are asking for. Then he said our people must live in peace, and it is possible when leaders across the divide work together in harmony and differences are identified and addressed with fairness, openness, and justice. See, it's not that we are not saying that we want to live in peace, but if some people are bent on not living in peace, why will you now blame their victims for being the ones not wanting to live in peace? If you want to talk about people living in peace, talk to the herdsmen who are armed, who are coming into these people's land and taking their lands from them, killing them, slaughtering husbands, wives, children. They are killing children. Official report says 150 something people, and everybody knows that it is usually way more than that, which is why people have been saying hundreds of people were killed in an operation that lasted for more than 5 hours. More than 5 hours, and you have the president after more than 24 hours telling us that it is time for the people of Benue to be responsible and avoid inflammatory utterances. Well, what kind of press statement was this? Please tell me this did not come from the office of the presidency, except for the fact that it was posted on the president's Twitter page. How do you explain this kind of nonsense? And then you know the one that is even paining me on top of all of this. The man now said at an event that he commiserates with the people of Benue. Once again, he repeated the same thing in his press statement, that the political leaders of Benue State, they need to work towards peace. This is the victims telling them to work towards peace. And then he said, I will adjust my program to visit Benue people on Wednesday.
We should be able to manage our anger and frustrations. I sympathize those who have lost their life. I will adjust my program and go see Benue people on Wednesday.
I said, shoo. I did not know that these people needed to make an appointment with you to come and grieve with them. Can you imagine a president saying this? In fact, a father will not say this to his child. Can you imagine that your child is attacked? You will now tell your child, you know what, I'm going to check my calendar. I will adjust my schedule so that in 2-3 days, I will come and see you. What kind of father will say something like that? Not to talk about a man who campaigned, who ran for a position under the pretext that he can do the job. See your life. You are not doing the job. What kind of adjustment to program are you talking about? Now, everything that Alhaji did not even pay me as much as the supposed victims. The governor of Benue State, what he's doing. Have you been seeing what he's doing? First of all, they said that they are preparing for Alhaji's arrival. They're preparing for the presidency to visit them on Wednesday. Suddenly, we are seeing helicopters. We are seeing soldiers. We are seeing police going everywhere. They said they are preparing for the president's arrival. I said, this is exactly why Nigeria is where it is still today. Because why don't you allow the man to come and witness what you are witnessing? Let him come and say your reality now. Why will you fix your problem before his arrival? Then there will be no need for him to come now because it doesn't look like you have a problem anymore. Also, why didn't you have all these helicopters and all these policemen and women everywhere since this time that you've been attacked? Why did you wait that the president is coming before you now have the police and the helicopters going everywhere? Oh, shoot me, I don't understand these people. Now, let me read this press statement by the Benue state government. This one shocked me. I thought the presidency was messing up, and then I saw the press statement from the Benue state government, and I'm like, why am I even caring so much? The statement is titled "The Invitation to Welcome the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu to Benue State." So they released a press statement to welcome the president to Benue State. I'm pleased to inform you, at the instance of our dear governor, to mobilize massively to give a rousing welcome to the president. What? Okay, let me keep going. The support groups constituency is required. So they have support groups constituency required to form a colorful shoulder-to-shoulder spread procession from airport to Wurukom roundabout and down to Government House, Makodi, where the president will address the town hall meeting. So, wow. Okay, more than 150 of your citizens were slaughtered by herdsmen, armed herdsmen. Now you want the same people to come and give a massive, a rousing welcome to the president. Not just that, you want them to put on uniform. You are telling them to form a colorful shoulder-to-shoulder spread procession. You want them to form a line from airport to welcome the president. You said from airport to Wurukom roundabout and down to government. Okay, so this is going to be a celebration now. Maybe Wednesday will be here, tomorrow we'll all see. This was written, by the way, by the Senior Special Assistant on Special Groups Mobilization. Wow! What the heck is this? Why are we putting on uniform to welcome the president? Why are people lining up from airports to Wurukom roundabout to welcome the president? And I'm pretty sure they will clean up even the scene of the attack. I'm pretty sure they will clean everything up. Why don't you let him come and see things the way they are? This is exactly why the country is not moving forward. Packaging every time. Why would the man even believe that anything is wrong? We are our own problem. If the victims can be circulating this kind of letter to welcome the president that has failed you, obviously their government is also failing them in Benue State, because I don't understand the rationale behind this. And in preparation for the president's arrival in Benue State, the Inspector General of Police went there, and guys, you would not believe what he said.
When one incident happened, hundreds of incidents have been prevented that are not known to the public. So that this happened does not mean that we have not been deploying. We have actually been deploying. We've been working together with the military and with other security agencies to ensure that this reign of impunity of these criminal elements ends.
Can you imagine? Wow. I mean, first of all, we've never seen any evidence that they foiled an attack, that these people actually went there and they were not successful because the police or the soldiers prevented them. If that had happened, it would have been all over the news. I'm not saying that you are not working. I'm just saying if it had happened, you would have put it out there. Second of all, why will you say something like that to people who just lost their loved ones? There was one man that lost more than 20 family members. Even if it was armed robbery, you don't tell somebody that has just been robbed that, and the fact that you were robbed doesn't mean that we have not been working, doesn't mean that we have not been preventing. People who says something like that to people who just lost their loved ones, I think that is very insensitive, and I don't think that it is true. Because why would he say the next statement that he said? Listen to this.
My appeal to the community is to cooperate with us. They know their environment more than anyone else. They should give us information. They know the strangers. They can recognize strange movements. They can see the signs that warns that there is an impending danger. They should please give information to us.
Wow. So now it is the people that can see the sign that there is an impending danger. You are relying on the same people that you were telling that you've been working. You've been preventing. Why do you need people to give you information again? If you have been preventing, how have you been preventing attacks? How have you been foiling attacks? If you didn't have information, if you still have to be asking people to cooperate with you to give you information, Daddy, please Whatever we do in this life, let's just always have the fear of God. Emma now. I'm sorry, but I don't think these people know that there's a problem. I don't see anything changing after Alhaji's visit because first of all, he doesn't care. He didn't actually want to go. It has taken him how many days now for him to go and visit, and he took him more than 24 hours, by the way, to express his condolences at all. And he's also blaming the victims for what happened. So I really don't see anything changing. And now look at the victims themselves. Look at what they are saying. I do not see anything changing anytime soon in Benue State. But if you believe in Alhaji's visit bringing any change at all to Benue State, let me know. I'm open to hearing your rationale about this, because this one that I'm seeing, we are not ready. As a country, we are not ready. It looks like our leaders really enjoyed the people being oppressed. Now, speaking of oppressing people, move closer. Did you hear about what happened to Senator Natasha Akpoti? Hey, as you guys are aware, she was supposed to be arraigned a couple of weeks ago, but they moved it to the 19th. It is this Thursday, only for us to wake up yesterday, Monday yesterday, to find out that there has been another federal lawsuit against Senator Natasha Akpoti. By the way, this was filed by Akpabio and Yaya Bello. The same people filed a federal lawsuit once again against Senator Natasha Akpoti, and basically they filed the same lawsuit that they had filed against her. I don't know, maybe they don't want to wait till Thursday, I don't understand, or maybe they try to bribe the judge that will preside over the case on Thursday and they were not able to bribe the judge. I really don't understand why they will file another lawsuit, the exact same lawsuit again against her. So not only did they file this lawsuit again, the very same day that they filed the lawsuit, they decided to arraign her that same day without serving her lawyer. Now let me just tell you about what happened. Somebody just called her lawyer out of the blue and they were like, you know that your client is supposed to be here today, and it's like, for what? She's not supposed to be there until Thursday. Her arraignment is on Thursday. And the person was like, no, there's another lawsuit against her. The lawyer was like, what are you talking about? This person said a federal lawsuit. The lawyer said, yes, now the federal lawsuit, the arraignment is on Thursday. And this person insisted, no, there is another federal lawsuit against your client. You better start coming. The lawyer left everything, put on their robe, and started running to the court. When they got to the court, guess what the lawyer saw? The lawyer saw soldiers and police, about 100 of them outside, and he was like, nobody told me that Nnamdi Kanu is coming to court today now. Because it is usually when Nnamdi Kanu is coming to court that they have all these soldiers and policemen everywhere. So the lawyer was wondering what was happening. He did not know that all those soldiers and policemen were there for his client, Senator Natasha Akpoti. As soon as the man entered, he started hearing, my lord, because the defendant is not here today, we have a right to go and have her arrested for failing to show up in court. This was happening as he was walking you. That was how the lawyer said, excuse me, what do you mean the defendant is not here? The defendant was never served. My client was never served. I am her lawyer. I did not receive anything. I was not served. How can you arraign somebody that you did not even notify that she has a case? The lawyer was so upset. He said, look at me, I'm not supposed to be here. If not that I got a tip to be here. They said, and they tried to serve her, they were unsuccessful. The lawyer said, what do you mean? You know my name, you know my office, you could have dropped the paper for me, you know her, you know where she lives, you could have served her. You did not do any of this. He said, my lord, you cannot expect somebody to be in court when they were not served, when they were not aware that they have a court hearing. Remember, these people came to court with police, with soldiers. They were prepared. And they intentionally did not tell her or her lawyers. If not for that good Samaritan that tipped her lawyer. Do you know that based on the fact that she did not show up to a case that she's not even aware exists, the prosecution counsel, Akpabio's lawyer, now urged the court to issue a bench warrant for the arrest of Senator Natasha Akpoti. They wanted to go and arrest her with a huge display of power, just to oppress. They were not even going there with 1, 2, 3 policemen and soldiers. No, they had a whole battalion ready to go and arrest this woman. Because of what? What kind of intimidation is this? Now, when the judge found out that she was not served, Justice Mohammed Umar rejected the request by the prosecution to arrest her for failing to present herself for arraignment based on the fact that she was not served. Exactly what has this woman done wrong? Let's just look at it together. Initially, this woman said that she's been sexually harassed. They kicked her out of Senate. They suspended her for 6 months. On top of that, they brought a federal lawsuit against her in which she will be arraigned this Thursday. It's just 2 more days. So they now brought another federal lawsuit, the same thing. On the same day, they decided to arraign her in absentia, without telling her, without serving her, without telling her lawyers. If not that her lawyer decided to go and check out the tip that was given to him by this good Samaritan, the next thing, they will just get the approval of the court and they will just storm this woman's house and they will just take her to prison. They will say she was arrested for failing to show up in court. And if that had happened, how would she even now fight for her rights to say, I was not aware? She wouldn't be given the opportunity to even explain that she was not served. This is wrong. This is intimidation on another level. I don't understand why these people are so desperate to get rid of this woman. Why they are so desperate to put her in prison. All she's asking for is fair hearing. She's supposed to hear her case in court. Remember, she filed a lawsuit on this sexual harassment. She wants to present her evidence in court, but they want to arraign her before the day that she would present her own evidence in court. By now, people who are saying that maybe the woman was lying, many of them are also starting to think, is this how to handle the situation? If someone even lied against you as a Senate president, all you needed to do was step down honorably and allow for independent investigation. But instead of that, this man is bent on putting her in prison. And if they are doing all this to her, now that she's out of the Senate, I can only imagine all that this man has been doing to her even before now. Anyway, Federal Republic of Nigeria versus Senator Natasha. On the 19th, this Thursday, at 11 a.m., the court hearing will be held at High Court number 8. High Court 8. It's in Maitama in Abuja. At this point, all I see is desperation. Desperation to silence her. Desperation to put her in prison. Let me know what you guys think about this. And also let me know what you think about the president telling us that he will clear his calendar to show up on Wednesday. And the fact that the people of Benue State are preparing as if they're having a celebration. As if they're having a festival or something that the president is coming to attend. So let me know what you guys think about this. Don't forget to subscribe if you're yet to. Alright, well, this is me and I'm keeping you up in here. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Until next time, I will see you all there. Peace out.